Hi guys, I hope everyone is doing well. I wanted to make a video on a topic that I think is super important to understand in life and the choices that we make through our actions and how that dictates the reality that we see every day and we live. And it's important to talk about that because it's like when you are living, like literally, and you think about deep thoughts and trying to understand what you want in life and the purpose of why you want to be better. If you have this feeling of wanting to be successful and it's like an itch, but you don't know how you're going to get there, and you wish you just had like actionable steps to take to get to that lifestyle. But it's like, it's okay if you are unsure about how you feel when it comes to like your future. Like, I think that in the present moment, when we think about life, it's important to acknowledge that you need to push yourself to that potential that you believe is deserved. And it's like through experiences and time, you will see that, you know, your actions are way more predictable than like what you feel in your mood. Your mood is always going to fluctuate. Like right when you wake up, okay, think about it. Why do you think it's so hard for people to just stay consistent with one thing or two things in the morning or 10 things, whatever? But it's because it's like when you're awakened that early in the morning, you feel the need to think about other thoughts, things that happened last night or last week or what you have to do that day. And it's like your mood is very important to understand, and you need to know how to, I think control is a word that can be like coincided with like other things. Like sometimes I think words are indirected in a negative way and they shouldn't be. Like selfish, I think people need to learn to be selfish, and it's like to an extent, of course, but I do think that learning how to love yourself, every part about yourself, and deeply thinking about what you want in your life and the feeling that you will get when you know that, yeah, okay, maybe you had bad times in your life and you failed and like you got back up because of why are you getting back up? Find your why. And it's so important because sometimes it's like we don't know what our why is, and it's like we want someone to give us the answers and tell us what to do, like how I said. But life is about experiencing, learning along the way, and you need to love that journey that you're taking more than the success. I think, okay, maybe not more than the success, however, like you need to love it almost the same, or you know what I'm trying to say, guys. I just want you guys to know that it's okay to have lots of emotions, and it's okay to feel happy, sad, angry, nervous, excited. It's all okay because your emotions sometimes are uncontrolled by things. You just need to learn them. Life is about learning. You need to learn about yourself, and also, so there's life is about asking questions, and you need to try to find the answer for those questions, because it's like each part of life there's stages of, I believe in my life, what should be met and done, because I believe it's important to, it's like the hierarchy of needs. And it's like, what's the bottom's like basic needs, psychological needs, safety needs, belongingness, acquirement, like all those different categories and topics need to be a placement and be prioritized in your life. Because if they aren't, and you just don't care how you live your life because you don't love yourself fully, it's like, love yourself, learn about yourself. Like sometimes it is easier said than done. Like you have different experiences than someone else, and you don't know what they go through. They could have like a mental illness or like something that they struggled with or on medication for. And it's super important to understand that your life is in the hands of yours. You actually do have more control than you actually believe you do. But there's also things that we can't control in life, and you literally have to say it is what it is and move on. And you need to learn to forgive. You need to learn to forgive your past. You need to learn how to forgive yourself. You need to learn how to forgive situations, experiences, and be grateful for the bad things that happen to you in life, because they really do teach you so much more than you will think until you actually realize that that was a good thing. Don't ask how long it's going to take you to do something. Just start and just put time into caring about yourself. Focus on yourself. Be better for yourself. Like, why don't you want to be better for yourself? Let's think about that. And then when you figure out why, write that down, and those are things you work on. Your weaknesses. You need to be able to criticize yourself and tell yourself where you are wrong. You're not always going to be right in life. No one is perfect, okay? Nothing in this world is perfect. There's no perfection. That's our imagination. But the luxurious lifestyle that you think that you can get one day and be successful and have that reality can come true, because if you see other people can do it, you can too. And sometimes it's like, how did they get there? How did they become like that successful? It's like, you need to focus on you. Your energy needs to be consumed all in yourself, by learning about yourself, by focusing on yourself, by wanting better for yourself. And you need to feel deserving. If you can't like trust yourself to do something, like let's say it's as easy as waking up in the morning and an alarm. If you don't trust yourself even it's like really important to look at those little lifestyle choices, habits that we incorporate in our life, and put them to use. Why? Why do we want to put those skills to use? So that you can be better. In conclusion, thus statement is to be better, to have a better lifestyle, to feel healthier, to live longer. And it's like, sometimes it's scary what the future holds, but it's like, you don't have control over the future. That's something you don't have control over. All you have control over right now is what you do in the present moment and how you react. How you react to different things in life, how you focus on yourself. You need to study yourself like a book. You need to genuinely look yourself in the mirror and study every inch of yourself. What can I do to be better? The only way of like actually seeing yourself is through reflections. Like, we'll never be able to like see your exact self, DNA, same experiences. And when you think about life in that way, of that trust of waking up in the morning that early, what are you gonna do? Don't listen to here. Don't listen to your thoughts or your mood. Listen to your gut feeling that you genuinely believe. Like, I heard of something, because I am a very, very indecisive person. If you know me and you're close with me, you know that I'm hella indecisive. And sometimes, it's hard for me to make decisions because I genuinely don't know. Like, I try to look at the good in everything, always. Because when you look at the good in life and that's the only thing that you open your mind to, that's what's going to run. It's like, whatever you feed your brain, it's going to export what you feed your brain. So focusing on yourself and that being like your goal in life and like main priority is to focus on self, be better. Don't listen to the thoughts. Listen to the plan that you had in the beginning. I'm going to say that one more time. The plan that you have in the beginning is one of the most important parts of the journey. I'll tell you why. Because when you look at life in the sense of one thing you have to focus on, one second, excuse me. As I was saying, once you look at life in the sense of yourself and your main priority being the focus on your figure, as an individual, you will feel more happier. you will start to acknowledge the little things in your life. I am also like a clean organizer freak, so my things need to be organized and like put in the right order, and I feel like I could have OCD, but I don't know because I've like never got checked out. But I think I'm fine. Like, I love being clean because it's like to an extent, and I know that because it's like okay, whatever, who cares. I feel that life is, it's like some illusion. I feel like life is some illusion because it's like time and begin. Like, I don't like to learn about people from history. I like to learn about the concept of history and like what went down, because it's like each of us are human beings as individuals, and you know, you have rights. You literally have human rights. You have the, and if you actually don't though, like if you live in a country where you don't have like rights, then listen, because this is also for you. However, you need to look at your figure in this body, like in yourself, this body right here, this figure. What can I do to better this figure? Ask yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and acknowledge the good and bad. Focus on the bad things, and then this close to perfection. Nothing's perfect because there needs to be a good and bad. That's actually, I genuinely believe that. Like, the reason why I believe that there's nothing in this world that's perfect is because there needs to be a balance, like good and bad, life or death. And you know, it's interesting to see the connections that you can make in your life through these actions when you open up your eyes, because usually the answer is right in front of us, but it's just super hard for us to just wake up. And sometimes you need to tell yourself to wake up and see your life on like a pedestal so that you can see the time that you have left, because I swear time flies so fast, and it's so interesting, to be honest, when you think about life. And you know, it's not something that you think about all the time, and when you do think about life in that way and you want to be better, and something is like itching you to be better, you are already like, that's the starting point. Like, literally, if you're watching this, like if you've watched until this point, like I just want to say, be so proud of yourself, like for putting time into wanting to be better, and just listening to my voice talking about positivity throughout the whole entire video. When you think about how that resonates with you and attach it to the goal that you have in life and what you want to achieve, close to perfection. Anyways, I hope you guys learned something in this video, and I hope you guys also have a great rest of your day. Bye.